Well, if you go to Parkside Dining Hall, you might see a familiar face. The chef and kitchen manager there is a contestant on Gordon Ramsay's hit reality show, Hell's Kitchen. Elias Aceves was crossing the street to go back to his home near feet away from where I'm standing when he was hit by an unmarked vehicle. His family says they hope both surveillance footage and help from the community will help them find answers. We have breaking news. There are reports of a man spotted with a gun near Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School in South LA. LAPD has placed a lockdown on the school. An officer spotted the person with a gun and gave chase, but the suspect got away. A helicopter is in the area and will continue to monitor the situation and bring you any new information when we get it. Behind me is the new building where the Neuroimaging and Informatics Institute will soon call home. Although it's still under construction now in just a little under a year, the institute will move in and continue conducting those exciting research projects made possible by the $50 million endowment. The Engelman Student Health Center provides many resources for students who are victims of sexual assault. From counseling to medical services, DPS wants students to know they have many other options if they ever need them. Many wonder what the next best step is for Brian Williams after NBC announced yesterday he would be suspended without pay for 6 months. We spoke with the public relations expert about if and how Williams can salvage his career. We have Josh Travato here with us in the studio. Thanks for joining us tonight,
Hi.
Josh.
Thank you. This is nice. Leather.
Nice
exciting.
couch, right?
Yeah, it's much better than fire and heat, right?
Oh, I'm sure, like it was at Hell's Kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how's it been since yesterday when the show premiered?
I mean, it's been intense. Not as intense, but definitely intense. I mean, it's exciting. What an opportunity to have had working with such a legend as Chef Gordon Ramsay. I mean, people go their entire lives just wanting to meet the guy, and I get to work for him. So it's exciting. It was very exciting. Too exciting.
Oh, I know. It's honestly, it's such an interesting show, and you guys are professional chefs working in this really intense environment. So can you talk a little bit about how that's different from working in, let's say, Parkside or any other restaurant?
Yeah, well, anywhere Gordon Ramsay's not is a lot easier to work. I mean, but to have an opportunity to work with him and learn from him and talk to him, I mean, you absorb as much information as you can from a guy like that and hope it carries you in your life. I mean, it was amazing. I love the guy, and I hope to work with him again soon. Maybe we could do an action movie together, him and I.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so you have many different things that you're interested in. You have a lot of passions. So can you tell us just a little bit about what those are and explain a little bit about how that's influenced you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think life is about developing yourself. You know, the longer and older you are, the more that I think you want to see how far you can go. And I'm at a point in my life where I just want to see what I can do. I mean, who would have thought that I'd be on Hell's Kitchen? You know, opportunities present themselves, and I'm all about taking action. Life is about seizing the moment, and I'm going to do it until I can't.
All right. So just because I'm sure we're all curious, what's Gordon Ramsay like when the cameras are off?
I see a lot of myself in Gordon Ramsay, believe it or not. I mean, the guy's goo on the inside. He's a sweetheart. Don't let the tough exterior fool you. I mean, yeah, he wants to yell and smash things and, you know, intimidate, but when he wants to teach, I mean, he does, and you listen. And the guy he's a gem. He's awesome, and I learned so much from just being around him and watching him and the way he walks and the way he talks. And I didn't always understand what he said. I have trouble with accents, but, you know, it was awesome. It was amazing.
Well,
amazing.
that sounds like an absolutely incredible experience, and I'm sure we're all looking forward to seeing you in the coming season. So if you can catch Hell's Kitchen on Tuesdays at 8/7 Central on Fox. Catch it to see Josh and the rest of the contestants, and you can also see it on the dining halls on campus because they're going to be screening it. So check it out, and back to you guys. The family of the victim is in mourning tonight and is urging anyone with information to come forward. The accident happened on the corner of 23rd Street and Portland. LAPD has now opened a criminal investigation.
I understand if it was an accident, but to not pull over and help or even call for an ambulance or anything. From the witness that I spoke to, they just said that the driver was actually speeding and not once did he stop or even slow down, that he just kept going.
David Armenta is distraught over the loss of his uncle. 58-year-old Elias Aceves was crossing the intersection at 23rd and Portland Streets around 9 last night when a black sedan sped through the crosswalk and struck him. Elias Aceves was crossing the street to go back to his home near feet away from where I'm standing when he was hit by an unmarked vehicle. His family says they hope both surveillance footage and help from the community will help them find answers. Local resident Ruben McDowell was inside his home at the time of the accident. He described hearing a loud thumping noise, as if something big had fallen in his house.
And when I came outside, then I saw what happened with all the police cars here. It was cordoned off, and I saw the man's shoes on the right side on Portland, and then the man had been thrown like almost 100 feet from the intersection.
Today, LAPD released this surveillance video of the incident. Investigators hope someone who saw the accident will come forward and help them find the driver who killed Aceves. The intersection is known among locals for being dangerous. They say drivers run through the crosswalk at speeds up to 50 miles per hour.
You even stand here today, you'll watch how fast these cars are flying, and they don't even slow down on a crosswalk.
DPS is not part of the investigation, but Deputy Chief Carlisle says he hopes this is a reminder for all to be careful.
What appears to have happened in this tragic incident last night was the person was doing everything right. They waited for traffic to pass. They were crossing in the crosswalk, and once the pedestrian is in the crosswalk, traffic must yield. In this case, a person didn't, so my advice is never presume the cars are going to stop. Don't cross until they stop.
The Neuroimaging and Informatics Institute at USC's Keck School of Medicine just received some exciting news. $50 million worth of exciting news.
So the idea is to really push the envelope with a gift like this, and I think it's going to do that.
Dr. Toga and his team at the Neuroimaging and Informatics Institute at the Keck School of Medicine are very excited. Why? Because of a $50 million donation from venture capitalist Mark Stevens and his wife, Mary Stevens.
One of the things a gift like this does for us is it enables us to compete better in a world that is hard to get grant money.
The Institute works each day to unlock the mysteries housed in the very thing that makes us human, our brains. With this new donation, they can continue pushing their minds to understand more about all of ours.
When people donate to something, like especially with research, it's really great because obviously there's a lot of things that could still be explored, especially when it comes to the brain. And
President Max Nikia said in a statement, quote, "The Stevens visionary gift will dramatically advance the Institute's pioneer brain research, allowing its researchers to expand our understanding of the human mind and discover new ways to treat, prevent, and cure the most perplexing and tenacious brain disorders of our time." But if the Institute's office seems too small to conduct such huge research projects, it's because they're getting ready to make a big move next March. Behind me is the new building where the Neuroimaging and Informatics Institute will soon call home. Although it's still under construction now, in just a little under a year, the Institute will move in and continue conducting those exciting research projects made possible by the $50 million endowment.
This donation will be very, very useful for our research and study in the future.
While it awaits its move to the new building, the Institute will use the donation to fund new research projects.